good? This is like with the Mega Academy channel. I want to do a clan war recap of our war against VTech Hokies. And what I wanted to show specifically was the difference between raid spells and haste spells. So we look at the raid spell. We all kind of by now know what raid spells do. They give you a damage increase. Well, when maxed, they give you a damage increase of 170% and a speed increase of 28. And so really the biggest advantage of the raid spells is that they do give you that damage boost. But not only that, the raid spell's range is actually bigger than a haste spell. So let's go over to the haste spell. So look at the haste, it only gives you the speed increase, and that speed increase is of 28, and the spell duration is 10 seconds. And so the speed increases are the same, but note my haste spells are only level 1. If I was to have my haste spells at level 3, that haste spell would actually make the troops move a lot faster than the raid spell would. And so when you think in regards to like a Lavaloonian attack where balloons are slow, under a maxed haste spell, your balloons would move even faster than they would under a raid spell. Of course, they wouldn't do as much damage, but for troops like balloons, the damage is not really that important, as 2 or 3 balloons dropping their bombs on any defense is going to take it out in just about one shot, from 2 or 3 balloons, with the exception of probably the Inferno Towers and maybe the Expos. But even then, the raid spell's added damage is not that important for balloons. The speed is way more beneficial. And again, like I mentioned before, the only downside of the haste spell is its range is actually a little bit smaller than the raid spell, and you'll see that in the replays. So let's look at, okay, so this attack was done by Shower Handy. Basically, it's just a Quattro Lavaloonian attack. They drop a few hogs in here to pull out the CC, and once they pull out the hogs, they use the heroes on the right side to take out the clan castle. Once the clan castle's out of the way, they drop their hogs in. I'm sorry, not hogs. They drop their lava hound and another lava hound, followed by balloons on this side, followed by another lava hound. And so that's kind of the game plan for attacking, and then you'll see how they heal the rages, how they use their raid spells. They drop the rages, something like this in this area and one in this area, and then they use one here and one here. Let's let the attack go. And yeah, lately you've been seeing a ton of dragons and balloons in clan castles now. Just because that poison spell with anything like a wizard or witch or archers, those just die right to the poison spell. So everyone's pretty much learned by now that they're useless. And so you've kind of seen people stop doing that. So you see here a little bit of a mistake. You don't want to drop your king before your queen. I've said that many times, but people still do it. Always drop your king before your, always drop your queen before your king, because then your queen, when you pop her abilities, she won't be targeted and she'll take out whatever's in the CC, and then your king will survive. Both of your heroes will survive that way. But you see the attack's already underway. You see the raid spells go in. Notice the range of those raid spells. Like I said, it's bigger than the haste spell. And just kind of remember. And so you see the Lavaloonian goes really well. The balloons just kind of steamroll to the base pretty quick. Lots of pups, and a few minions are still up around the base. Just to clean up, see the queen going around the outside. Definitely going to get a 3-star at this point. And so speed it up. And there's a 3-star, so a good attack by Shower Handy. So this attack was done by Yacheko, and so this is so we showed the raid spells. Showed the advantage of the raid spells is that it does add a damage increase, which while it's not the most important thing, it definitely is beneficial. Saying something adds damage to your balloons or increasing your balloon's damage, definitely doesn't hurt anyway. Uh, so with the raid spells, you have a damage increase, and the range for the raid spell is bigger. So those are really the two biggest advantages for the raid spell. Now with the haste spell, the advantage is the fact that you can take up to a total of 9 haste spells if you wanted to. Now that being said, because the dark spells only take 1 space, you can take 4 haste spells and 2 heal spells like Calcheco did in this attack, and it gives you more options and more versatility. So you see the king and queen go in. I'm honestly not sure why the king and queen were dropped there, but they were. So there go the hounds and the balloons. Now you see the haste spells, and you can see their range is definitely smaller than the raid spell. But it does make them move, pretty quick, which is ultimately what's most important. And then you'll see, because of the haste spells having taking up less space, you can actually use 2 heal spells, and those heal spells are really, really useful in keeping those balloons and those hounds alive. And so you can kind of just, imagine all the possibilities of, things you can do with the Lavaloon, and other attacks, just using, let's say 4 haste spells and 2 heal spells, or using, even 6 haste spells and 1 heal spell. You use 1 heal spell on your hounds while they're on an air defense. That'll prolong their life for quite a bit. And then you'd have 6 haste spells, so your balloons would almost always be under a haste spell if you have 6 of them. And all these replays have been shown, they've all been with level 1 haste spells. So you can imagine if your haste spell was maxed, just exactly how fast those balloons will go. So I think the haste spell is actually a pretty good spell when used properly. Of course, it's more situational. Haste spell is only going to be good for something like Lavaloon or with dragons. But whereas a raid spell is not going to be. Whereas a raid spell is going to be a lot better with something like Go Wipe. You're not going to need a haste spell for a Go Wipe attack. So yeah, just wanted to show that. That's the difference between the haste spell and the raid spell. Thanks for watching, and hope it helps.